Igbo Area TV on the Igbo.
Hello, good morning. We are back again. I just look at what happened yesterday, the announcement of the state of emergency. And after having perused everything for a while, I realized it was a coup against Fubara. Yes, it was an indirect removal of Fubara. You know what it means to announce a state of emergency in a state? Indirectly, Fubara has been removed. But only time will tell. Even in the announcement, you will realize the 6 months Tinubu announced was just the first phase.
By this declaration, the governor of Rivers State, Mr. Sim Fubara, his deputy, Mrs. Ngozi Odu, and all elected members of the House of Assembly state are hereby suspended for an initial period of 6 months. Initial period of 6 months. Initial period of 6 months. Initial period of 6 months.
You understand? What happens is that in between these 6 months, there will be deliberations, and Fubara will be asked to agree on their terms. Fubara will be asked to agree on the terms of Wike and Tinubu. You know, despite how you see the whole thing, the executive, the federal executive, is indirectly or directly taking side with Wike. That is the thing, in case you don't know. So what happens is that the state of emergency was a way of removing Fubara. They have realized that they cannot remove Fubara through impeachment. Because from what I gathered, they also need the CJ, Chief Justice of Rivers State, to effect Fubara's removal. But it appears the Chief Justice of Rivers State may be dancing the tune of Fubara or may be on the side of Fubara. So he will give whatever they are doing, their impeachment move, a blessing. He will approve it before it becomes real. So despite their impeachment move, they will still need the Chief Justice of the state to make it work. But as it seems, he might be, from what I gathered, he might be on Fubara's side. So perhaps they realize things are not working for them. Aside that too, you see the Niger Delta, the Asawana boys already threatening to blow up oil pipelines. And you know certainly that these guys are in support of Fubara, the Ijaw nation. These are all threats they made. You know, Wike said the Asawana boys cannot do anything. Wike waved their threat off, but it appears they could do something. They could cripple Nigeria's oil export. And if you read this, if you study properly the speech by President Bola Tinubu, you realize that he made mention of what is already beginning to happen. We've had some pipelines have been blown. Maybe they are just testing the mic. You don't know what will happen next. So to preempt, okay, should I say to preempt? Not really. Haven't seen that the impeachment may not work, and that the Asawana boys are also ready in case things goes wrong. The president had to quickly announce a state of emergency. Perhaps in between the line, Fubara will be persuaded to toe in the line of Wike to hand over the state to a past governor to rule over the state as it pleases him. Remember, if Fubara decide to play by Wike's rule, it means Rivers State is being ruled by Wike the third term, though not officially. And that is what Wike planned earlier. Wike, the trouble started when Fubara said, I cannot be used. Wike's setup was that Fubara will be governor, but he is still the indirect governor, the one ruling in charge of affairs in Rivers State. And that is why Wike made sure the 26 or 27 members of the House were appointed by him. Yes, you could say it's a democracy that they were selected. No, there were manipulations and they all came into office. And that is why they are dancing his tune. The commissioners were all appointed by Wike. They said only one person in the government was appointed by Fubara. So everything was to be a Wike setup. But along the line, Fubara said, I am not ready to play by your rules. Rivers State cannot be hijacked by person. And you know what it means? When the Godfathers have their way, it is terrible. The state is being misruled. Because what should go for the state is going to the pockets of the Godfather. And that is what Fubara did not want to play. He did not want to play by their rules. And that is why all attempts were made to remove him. Now, having found out that it is very hard, it is going to be hard to remove, they consider their, should I say, that is their final resort. And you know why this is a coup against Fubara? It is possible Fubara might not return. Depending on what happens in between this time, the state of emergency could be expanded. It could be expanded. Or, at the end of the day, the suspension on the House members might be lifted. Even that of Fubara might be lifted too. But immediately after it is lifted, they could impeach him. Depending on if they succeed in getting the CJ by their side. Based on what people said, the CJ is on the side of Fubara, but how long will that be? Pressures can come on him, and in a matter of time, it will switch camp. Executive pressure from federal capital, anything can happen. He might switch camp. So, it depends on what happens along this line. Will Fubara be persuaded? Would he be compelled to play by Wike's rule? What will happen depends. Because I know consultations will begin even from the point impeachment was announced. Consultations will begin. So it depends on what they arrive at. My prayer is that the state of emergency rule will not extend even more than a week. But the way we see it, the president said they will watch things. If 6 months is not enough to settle it, they will stretch it. And you know what pains me more? What happens at this point in time is that Wike remains the Oga landlord of Abuja. He remains as the man in Abuja seizing lands. He could dash it to judges, Nainsabi. He could dash to whoever. He could build houses for judges. He could seize PDP secretariat as the Abuja landlord. He remains Nobody suspends him in Abuja. He's there. But the governor of Rivers State, Fubara, is suspended. He's like nobody now. He's not doing his work. This suspension could carry on for the entire term, remaining part of his term. Anything is possible. Tinubu is playing a very wrong politics. It amazes me, it amazes us. This is the Tinubu of Nadeko. Yet, anyway, a lot of water has passed under the ocean. So anything goes. Yes. And we cannot just say Tinubu changed recently. From 1999, Tinubu was another person. So what do you expect? It is not well for Fubara. From the point of the impeachment notice, the recent Supreme Court ruling, but it got better based on the feelings that the CJ is on his side. But the twist again was this. State of emergency imposed. Fubara may not see that seat again, but that is not our wish. I'm also using this opportunity to implore the Rivers State people, to tell the Rivers State people to disagree with this. I'm not saying they should start violence. Somebody should tell the president that you are wrong by what you have done. Actually, it was somebody from outside, an external force, who had been a major player in the state, an external force that was trying to disrupt activities in the state. If it was where things works, Wike would be in jail or be facing some kind of interrogation by some panel. But in Nigeria, nothing works. And that is why Wike is having disrupted activities in Rivers State. He's still sitting somewhere smiling while the governor is being asked to leave his work for some while. So it's sad. Let's watch. But Rivers State people should tell the president that this is not how it is done. Because they should tell the government of Nigeria that they got it wrong. That it has not reached a point that state of emergency will be imposed. And if you look at it, okay, they said Fubara tried to destroy, he destroyed the House of Assembly complex. Why did he do that? They planned impeachment earlier, as at that point in time was premature. It was not necessary. There were no grounds to impeach him. So they were trying to do something that is contrary, because Nigeria, anything goes. So he preempted them. That is how I see it. What do you think? Add your comment on the comment section. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Share this video widely. I'm Azoka OJ. Bye-bye for now.